Hi everybody, welcome to our next session of thermodynamics. In our previous session, we discussed about entropy and its physical significance. A thermal property of a body which remains constant during adiabatic process which is said to be entropies. Here, the change in entropy in a reversible cycle. Our concept is change in entropy in a reversible cycle. For explaining this, we are considering a Carnot cycle ABCDA along a PV indicator graph. Here, considering a Carnot cycle to explaining change in entropy in a reversible cycle. Here the PV graph plotted along x-axis volume is taken and along y-axis pressure is taken. Here the cycle ABCDA is a Carnot cycle. Let us consider reversible Carnot cycle ABCDA as shown in the figure. The above indicated diagram starting from initial state here. Here the initial state is starting at a point A. The working substance undergoing an isothermal expansion AB. Here the working substance undergoing an isothermal expansion. We know isothermal expansion, here temperature remains constant. Here at a temperature T1 the working substance absorbing quantity of heat Q1 and extracting the quantity of heat Q1 from the working source, and some work has to be done, and at the starting point A the working substance undergoing an isothermal expansion AB as shown on the amount of heat Q1 taken from the source at a temperature T1. Hence, there is change in entropy. During this isothermal expansion AB, there is a change in entropy which is equal to Q1 by T1. So, we can conclude that during this AB isothermal expansion in this curve, the quantity of heat extracting is Q1 and the work done by the working substance during isothermal expansion is indicating as increase in entropy Q1 by T1. During adiabatic expansion, the next step, adiabatic expansion as shown in the graph BC. No heat is taken. Here, quantity of heat taken or given up. There is no quantity of heat taken or quantity of heat given up by the working substance. Hence, whenever there is no extraction or giving this quantity of heat, there is no work done by this working substance. Hence, there is no working by this working substance. Hence, there is no change in entropy during isothermal here compression CD. The working substance rejects a quantity of heat Q2 at a temperature T2. During the cycle BC adiabatic expansion, there is no change in entropy, and CD again there is isothermal compression. Here this curve CD indicating isothermal compression. During this isothermal compression, the working substance rejecting a quantity of heat Q2 at a temperature T2. During isothermal expansion AB, it extracts quantity of heat Q1 at a temperature T1. Again this CD, there is a isothermal compression. Hence, in this isothermal compression, the quantity of heat Q2 which is rejected by this working substance at a temperature T2. Hence, there is a decrease in entropy. In AB isothermal expansion, there is an increase in entropy we are indicating. Here this CD, there is a decrease in entropy. Hence, we are indicating the decrease in entropy during this process is nothing but Q2 by T2. Finally, there is during adiabatic compression DA, entropy of the working substance remains constant. In isothermal expansion and compression, there is change in entropy. It means increasing or decreasing. But in adiabatic process, there is no change in entropy. The net change in entropy can be concluded by the four steps. Hence, during adiabatic compression DA, entropy of the working substance remains constant. So, finally, the net change in entropy of the working substance in ABCDA cycle, which is indicating with this indicator diagram as change in entropy, is indicating with the letter delta S, because entropy is termed with the letter indicating with the letter S. Therefore, delta S, which is equal to Q1 by T1 minus Q2 by T2. By the Kelvin scale, we know already Q1 by T1 which is equal to Q2 by T2. Change in entropy, here Q1 by T1 which is equal to Q2 by T2. Hence, delta S, nothing but change in entropy is 0. Hence, the total change in entropy of a working substance in a Carnot's reversible cycle is 0. By this Carnot cycle, we can conclude that the change in entropy during this reversible cycle is said to be 0. Here, this is about Carnot reversible cycle using change in entropy concluded as 0. Next, our topic is change in entropy for a reversible cycle, but it is said by Clausius. Hence, this is also said to be Clausius theorem. Our topic is change in entropy in a general reversible cycle, also Clausius theorem. This can be explained by using Carnot theorem, Carnot cycles, but here we considered many Carnot cycles. In before case we are explaining this with one Carnot cycle, but here number of Carnot cycles is considered through A to B, B to A cycle. Along plot of PV graph, we conclude this Clausius statement as a change in entropy for a reversible cycle. So for this we consider a plot of PV graph as pressure taken on y-axis and volume taken on y-axis, x-axis. Here the graph plotted as A to B and B to A reversible cycle as shown. Consider general reversible cycle A to B and B to A as shown in the graph. Here the cycle may be considered to made up of large number of Carnot cycles. Here by observing this in this diagram A to B and C to D, this is a first Carnot cycle, and also EF GH another Carnot cycle. By observing this diagram we conclude IJ KL again a Carnot cycle, and MNOP JMNOP is again a Carnot cycle. Here this A to B, B to A cycle is made up of plot of large number of Carnot cycles as shown in the graph like ABCD, EFGH and LJ, KL, etc. I hope you are following this large number of Carnot cycles with this diagram. Now we imagine that the substance being taken around a smooth curve A to B, B to A is taken successively through Carnot cycles. The effects of the parts BH, FL, JP, etc. cancel out because these parts are traversed twice in the diagram. We observing that the effect of the portions in the diagram, this BH, FL, JP, etc. are cancel out because these parts are traversed twice in the reverse orders. The net effect of the whole process, that is the substance is taken along a closed zigzag path. By observing this in this diagram, these zigzag paths are traversed twice and hence they are cancelled with each other because the parts are traversed twice in the reverse order. The net effect of the whole process is that the substance is taken in a closed zigzag path AB, EFC, GH, CDS for and so on. For each elementary Carnot cycle here we considered. Here in the lot of Carnot cycles we considered an elementary Carnot cycle. For each elementary Carnot cycle, change in entropy nothing but delta S, which is equal to summation of all the quantities of heat absorbed with a temperature T as summation of delta Q by T, which is equal to 0. As explained above case, change in entropy in a reversible cycle we already discussed. This is nothing but change in entropy. We conclude that delta S is equal to 0. Hence for this all the elementary Carnot cycle we can conclude that delta S, which is equal to summation of delta Q by T, is equal to 0. It is obvious from the figure that the zigzag path will coincide with the smooth curve AB when the adiabatics are closed, that is there is a number is infinite. Now we can replace the sum by an integral for the whole closed cycle. So we can conclude the whole integrals as cycle as delta S integral of delta Q by T. Here for closed integration we indicate the symbol closed integral as delta S, which is equal to closed integral of dq by t, which is equal to 0. Hence our statement is the net change in entropy is 0 for any reversible cycle. This statement is also called as Clausius theorem. From this we can conclude above mathematical expression the net change in entropy is 0 for any reversible cycle. This statement is said to be Clausius. Hence this theorem is said to be Clausius theorem or Clausius statement for change in entropy in a reversible cycle is 0. This may be also stated as the sum of quantity of heat transfer during isothermal change divided by absolute temperature. Our mathematical expression is quantity of heat absorbed summation whole delta Q by T. Hence we conclude the statement as that change in entropy is 0 for any reversible cycle is the Clausius theorem as the net change in entropy is nothing but summation of during the isothermals divided by the absolute temperature of the isothermal in a reversible cycle is 0. This is about change in entropy in a reversible cycle for general case using single Carnot cycle, and also for this Clausius statement considering number of Carnot cycles in a to B, B to A smooth curve. We are explaining that the net change in entropy for a reversible cycle is which is 0. Our next topic is change in entropy in a reversible cycle is explained. So next topic, change in entropy in a irreversible cycle. Here change in entropy for a reversible cycle is 0. We can explain change in entropy in a irreversible cycle. Let us consider two heat engines. To explaining this, let us consider two heat engines. One is irreversible. We considering first heat engine is irreversible heat engine and other is reversible heat engine, or it means we considering two heat engines. One is irreversible heat engine, it is I, and another is reversible heat engine, or working at same two temperatures T1 kelvins and T2 kelvins, such that here we considering irreversible heat engine I and reversible heat engine R, which are working at the same two temperatures. These two heat engines are working between the two temperatures T1 kelvins and T2 kelvins, such that here T1 is greater than T2. Here considering as T1 is greater than T2, let the engine I absorb, we considering that engine I is absorbing an amount of heat Q1 and rejects an amount of heat Q2. Engine A absorbing an amount of heat Q1 and rejects quantity of heat Q2. This is then its efficiency is we know Carnot engine efficiency. So we can conclude that efficiency of this engine I, which is equal to eta I is Q1 minus Q2 by Q1, which is equal to 1 minus Q2 by Q1. This is termed as equation 1. Here efficiency of engine I is termed as 1 minus Q2 by Q1. This is equation 1. The efficiency of here reversible engine is considered as, here the efficiency of reversible engine is considered as eta R. So eta R, the efficiency of reversible engine. Hence, these two engines are working between the same two temperatures T1 and T2 kelvins. Hence, efficiency of engine R as eta R equal to 1 minus T2 by T1. This is termed as equation 2. Here we considering efficiency for irreversible engine and efficiency for reversible engine. Efficiency for irreversible engine is considered as equation 1 and efficiency for reversible engine is considered as equation 2. So here according to Carnot's theorem, we already discussed in our previous session, the efficiency for reversible engine is less than efficiency for irreversible engine, as conclude 1 minus Q2 by Q1 less than 1 minus T2 by T1. Here this one cancelled on both sides, Q2 by Q1 less than T2 by T1. Hence we can write this Q2 by T2 is greater than Q1 by T1. This is termed as equation 3. In equation 3, this Q2 by T2 represents the increase in entropy of the sink, or cold body, and Q1 by T1 represents the decrement in entropy of the source. Hence from equation 3, the change in entropy of the system and its surroundings must be increases in irreversible process. So in irreversible process there must be increase in surroundings temperature. Here the change in entropy of the system and its surroundings must be increases in irreversible process. So from this change in entropy in irreversible process changes in change in entropy for reversible process 0, for irreversible process change in entropy is must be increases. So examples for change in entropy in irreversible process is conduction of heat, diffusion of gas and radiation of heat. These are the examples for here. By observing conduction of heat there is increase in entropy because this is an irreversible process, or diffusion of gas there is must be an increase in change in entropy, hence it is an irreversible process, and also for radiation of heat. So I hope you are understanding this change in entropy for reversible cycle and irreversible cycle. In change in entropy for reversible cycle, we are observing that change in entropy is 0 for reversible cycle, and also change in entropy for irreversible process there must be increase in entropy, that is change in irreversible process. Then our next topic is entropy and disorder. Here our next topic is entropy and disorder. This entropy and disorder can be explained theoretically. Here this entropy and disorder can be explained theoretically by considering state of the matters as entropy and disorder. The solid state is an orderly state. We know solid state of the matter is because solids are condensed molecules closely, hence it is an orderly state. So the solid state is an orderly state, we already know, as the arrangement of molecules can be specified because they are held by intermolecular forces, because the molecules has tight internuclear forces, hence the molecules are tightly bounded to the nucleus, hence solids are orderly arrangement. This status that when a substance is converted from solid form to gaseous form, the disorder increases. Whenever the solid is starting from changing its state from solid to gaseous form, disorder also increases. We find that in the process of change of state of the entropy, here increases. Thus, with the disorder, entropy increases. So, with the disorder, whenever the change of state observing, then entropy also increases. The converse of the above is also true. To explaining this, the converse of the above is also true. When the substance is converted into water, this solid substance is converted into water and then into ice, the entropy and disorder of the molecules decreases. Thus, the entropy of a system is a measure of the degree of disorderness. Here, entropy is a system, is the measure of degree of disorderness prevailing among its molecules. To explaining this, we can take examples free expansion or heat conduction. So, entropy and disorder, to explaining this entropy and disorder, whenever the molecules in solid form, it means in the solid state, the molecules are tightly bound to the system nucleus, hence the disorder is low. It means change in entropy, disorder increases. So, free expansion, heat conduction. In free expansion, consider a gas filled in a vessel A. We considering two vessels. Consider a gas filled in a vessel A which is connected to another evacuated vessel B. Here we considering two vessels A and B. Here gas is filled in vessel A and vessel B is evacuated through a stop clock. B suddenly opened. Here these are connected with a stop clock and suddenly opened. Now the molecules have spread over vessel B also, because the second vessel is empty vessel. Now the molecules spread over vessel B also. The distribution of molecules is now more random. By observing this more random fashion as compared to that of before expansion, we know that free expansion is an irreversible process. This expansion is an irreversible process. This shows that along with entropy, disorder also increases. Along with entropy, disorder also expansion. So, in the example of free expansion, we taking two vessels A and B. Here vessel A is filled with gas, but a B vessel is empty and they are connected with a stop clock. Whenever they open the stop clock, here vessel B filled fastly, because this is a free expansion. This shows that along with entropy, disorder also increases. And next, heat conduction. We know heat conduction. In heat conduction also there is a disorder also increases. So this is about entropy and disorder. I hope you are understanding this entropy and disorder, and this is about entropy. Change in entropy for a reversible cycle, and change in entropy for irreversible cycle, and next change in entropy during this disorderness also increases. And our next topic is temperature entropy diagram. I hope the next topic is temperature entropy diagram as TS diagram. This may be also stated as TS diagram. And this is a very important and very easiest topic. Here this is a explained with the help of plot temperature and entropy graph. So this can be explained with the help of temperature entropy graph. We have idea about this temperature and entropy. So a graph plotted in temperature and entropy is known as temperature and entropy diagram, also TS diagram or temperature entropy diagram. So let us consider a Carnot cycle for explaining this TS diagram as with the help of Carnots and TS diagram. Here the efficiency can be explained. So we consider a Carnot cycle as shown in the PV indicator graph, and also TS diagram with the PV temperature entropy graph. This PV can be explained with the help of temperature and entropy graph. So for this we considering as Carnot cycle as shown in the diagram. The working substance undergoes the following operations. So this in this TS diagram, the working substance undergoing following steps. So these 4 steps as isothermal expansion at a temperature T1 of the source, and first is isothermal expansion at the temperature T1 of the source, and second adiabatic expansion where the temperature falls from T1 to T2, temperature of the this is said to be sink, and third one isothermal compression at a temperature T2 of the sink, and fourth one adiabatic compression such that the temperature rises from T2 to T1, initial temperature of the working substance considered here. So this is a plot of first PV graph as indicated here. This ABCDA is a Carnot's cycle, we know. Here AB is isothermal expansion, BC adiabatic expansion, and CD isothermal compression, and DA adiabatic compression as indicated diagram PV. P on pressure, it means y-axis, and volume B on x-axis. This ABCDA Carnot cycle, Q1 is the quantity of heat extracted from the source, and Q2 which is quantity of heat rejected to the sink during this isothermal and adiabatic expansions and compressions at the source and sink temperatures T1 and T2, and Q1 Q2 quantity of heat is absorbing and rejecting from the source and sink during this PV indicator diagram with respect to Carnot cycle. Here this TS diagram, temperature plotting on y-axis and entropy plotting on x-axis. Here ABCDA, this is a plot of rectangle slab. Here isothermal expansion along AB, and BC adiabatic expansion, and CD isothermal compression, and DA adiabatic compression, and this is a TS diagram graph. So these are the both Carnot's cycle ABCDA graph and TS diagram ABCDA rectangle graph. So this is about TS diagram. The corresponding TS diagram shown in the diagram as first step. During isothermal expansion AB at constant temperature T1, entropy of working substance increases from S1 to S2. So from S1 to S2 entropy increases. During adiabatic expansion BC, there is no change in entropy. We already discussed in before the during adiabatic expansion. Here by observing the graph BC, there is no change in entropy while the temperature falls from T1 to T2. And third step, during isothermal compression CA at temperature T2, entropy decreases from S2 to S1. Finally, the fourth step, during adiabatic compression DA, the entropy remains constant while the temperature rises from T2 to T1. These are the 4 steps. So the first step, in during isothermal expansion AB at a constant temperature T1, entropy of the working substance increases from S1 to S2. Here this is S1 and this is S2 in the diagram. Here during this first step, we are observing that entropy in first step S1 to S2, the working substance increases from this S1 to S2, isothermal expansion. Here temperature, we know in isothermal expansion temperature T1 remains constant. The entropy of the working substance also increases in isothermal expansion. So S1 to S2 there is a increase in entropy, it means temperature. During adiabatic expansion BC, there is no change in entropy because we know this entropy remains constant during adiabatic process. Hence during adiabatic expansion BC, there is no change in entropy while the temperature falls from T1 to T2. And next third step, during isothermal compression CA at a temperature T2, entropy decreases from because quantity of heat Q2 here rejects to the sink, then its temperature changes. Hence during isothermal compression CA at a temperature T2, the entropy decreases from S2 to S1 in the third step. And fourth step, finally this is adiabatic compression DA. In this step also, here this entropy term remains constant. This is a physical property. Entropy, we know that it remains constant in adiabatic process. Hence finally this during fourth step also, this adiabatic compression DA, entropy remains constant while the temperature rises from T2 to T1. In this way, TS diagram, there is a rectangle. The area of cycle of TS diagram gives available thermal energy for useful work in a reversible process. This is a available energy in a useful process, thermal energy in TS diagram. Let Next, S1 and S2 be the entropies at A and B respectively in the diagram. In the following isothermal change AB, the entropy changes from S1 to S2. Hence, there is an increase in entropy in the process. Hence, the increase in entropy is nothing but S2 difference S1. Let Q1 be the amount of heat absorbed by the working substance in isothermal expansion AB, and Q2 be the heat rejected in isothermal compression CD. We know. Then Q1, which is equal to T1 into S2 minus S1. By the graph we can take in this Q1, which is equal to this T1, which is equal to AF in our diagram, and S2 minus S1, which is equal to AB in the diagram. Then this is the area of a rectangle in the diagram. Then we can write Q1, which is equal to area of ABEF. Similarly, Q2, quantity of heat rejected to the sink, which can be indicating as Q2 equal to T2 into S2 minus S1 as shown in the diagram, and EF into DS, which is equal to area of DCEF rectangle. Then therefore available energy per cycle converted into useful work by this TS diagram as between the quantities of heats Q1 and Q2 at temperatures T1 and T2 we can write as available energy cycle converted into useful work as Q1 minus Q2, nothing but equal to area of ABEF minus area of DCEF. By this the areas we can write area of ABCD. Thus the area of cycle on TS diagram gives the available thermal energy that can be converted into useful work. Then this is the available energy converted into useful work by the TS diagram. We can conclude the TS diagram with the help of efficiency. So the efficiency, total work done by its quantity of heat supplied to the system. We know the efficiency can be calculated in the following manner: eta, which is equal to Q1 minus Q2 by Q1, which is equal to, from the graph area plotted, area of ABCD divided by area of ABEF, which is equal to area of ABCD means AB into AD divided by AB into AF. By cancelling AB, we have eta equal to AD by AF, which is equal to AD means difference of temperatures, T1 difference T2, by AF means equal to T1 temperature. Then eta equal to T1 minus T2 by T1. We can conclude that thus the ratio of AD by AF gives the efficiency of TS diagram, which is equal to eta equal to 1 minus T2 by T1. Then this is about efficiency of TS diagram with the help of Carnot's engine efficiency. This is the TS diagram explained with the help of Carnot's heat engine. Uses of TS diagram. This uses of TS diagram are, this is used in meteorology. This TS diagram can be used in meteorology. They are of great use in predicting defects in the performance of engine also. If we have found any defects in the engines, we can clarity explained with the help of defects this TS diagram. And to check also efficiency of heat engine, if we want to check any engine efficiency, we use this TS diagram. And also work value of the fuel used, we can explaining this work value of any fuel, then we use this TS diagram. This is about TS diagram. I hope you are understanding this TS diagram in this session.